7 steps to become money magnet. It's no secret that most of us want more money in our lives. And while you can't wave a magic wand to become money magnet, you can take some simple steps to attract wealth. It might sound like infomercial, but the truth is that even people who are currently struggling with their finances can grow richer by adapting the right habits and mindset. Just because you have had money issues does not mean you cannot change. You just have to be willing to change. Here's how you can become money magnet if you want it badly enough. Understand why you want to be wealthy. Wanting to be rich isn't enough. You have to understand why being rich is so important to you. Sometimes people have ideas but not solid thought behind it. To increase your odds of achieving wealth, take time to think about your goals. Do you want to make a lot of money so you can own a big house, have a fancy car, and take nice trips? Or do you hope to acquire wealth so you can retire early? After you pinpoint exactly what is being rich means to you, you can determine whether your goal is realistic, one given your current financial habits. Create a detailed plan to achieve wealth. Money magnets tend to define a clear action plan for achieving their goals, rather than dealing in broad strokes. These individuals think in details and specifics of how to. For example, if you wanted to have $1 million by age 40, you need to know how much you have to set aside each month in retirement or investment account. Additionally, you need to know what sorts of returns on your investment is needed to reach your goal of 1 million in a certain number of years, and what risks are associated with getting that return. Develop great habits to support great success. To best savers, develop healthy financial habits, such as paying themselves first. If you have a great habit around money, your chances of success are far greater. For example, every time you get a raise, you should be putting into a saving instead of increasing your spending with the extra money in your paycheck. Additionally, money-savvy folks create budgets and stick to them throughout the year while abandoning those habits that are making them poor. Instead of eating out regularly, strive to make more meals at home and adapt other habits that could help save thousands. Focus on delayed gratification. To become a money magnet, you need to understand the difference between needs and wants. If you are making impulse purchases and buying whatever you want, you will likely never reach your saving goals. Some people are hardwired to delay gratification and others are not. For example, if you see something you want, give yourself a cool-off period. Wait at least 24 hours before buying to determine whether a purchase really is worth your hard-earned money. It's important to make sure that your spending aligns with your goal of being rich. With each expenditure, ask yourself whether it takes you closer to or further away from objective. Be optimistic. You might assume that you will be happy once you reach a certain income level. However, for some people, the reverse might be true. Being happy can actually help them earn more. Optimism turns you into a money magnet. 71% of self-made millionaires in my study were optimistic about life. They believed in themselves. They enthusiastically pursued their dreams and goals. Moreover, optimistic people tend to become wealth magnets for people around them. This helped them in creating teams and would eventually help lead them to success. Develop your strengths. We all have certain abilities that makes us special. These strengths might come in form of natural gifts, such as intelligence or creativity, or they might be traits you learn from your parents, such as willingness to take risks. If you want to achieve financial success, you need to start by identifying your strengths and determining how they can help you make money. For example, if you enjoy meeting new people, you might pick up some extra cash working as an Uber driver after work. You can also focus on developing expertise through education and experience. Wealthy people were no means by jacks of all trades. Instead, They excelled in few key important disciplines. Because they possessed unique expertise in few niche areas, they were able to command more money, thus, they earned more money. Actively monitor your progress. Just as people who are trying to lose weight need to step on the scale daily, individuals seeking to great wealth need to monitor their progress. Money savvy folks check in with their financial regularly to see how their efforts are paying off. In the beginning, you need to assess how you're doing each week, determine whether you made choices throughout the week that brought you closer to your goals by tracking how much you spent and how much you saved. Additionally, individuals should always be on the lookout for the opportunities that results in progress, things that they can do to increase their odds of success. And if you have setbacks, be resilient and focus on bouncing back rather than letting stumble block become an obstruction to your success. Finally, self-made millionaires never quit on their dreams.